we last saw the Leprechaun, it was during his adventure in outer space. But now there's only one place to go now that he's been to space. The Hood, apparently. The fifth Leprechaun movie, Leprechaun in the Hood, was released in 2000, 4 years after Leprechaun in Space. So it took them 4 whole years to be like, oh, where do we send him now? Well, I've got Ice-T's number. He can be in the movie. Let's put him in the Hood. I don't know how these movies work anymore. This one puts the Hood after Space, whereas the Amityville movies put the Hood film 1 year before the Space movie. And when the hell am I gonna get my Leprechaun Bigfoot movie? For all I know, this one's still a haunted house movie. I mean, it says evil's in the house. In Leprechaun in the Hood, amateur rappers Butch, Postmaster P, and Stray Bullet steal a medallion and a flute from rap mogul Mac Daddy, which unleashes the evil Leprechaun. Damn, gonna have to rewrite my Jason Voorhees in the Hood movie, featuring rappers Spike, the Surgeon General, and Magic Bullet Theory. Shelley would have been the rap mogul in that one. The movie is directed by Rob Spira, who, I don't know, is this a spin-off of his 1999 movie called Stray Bullet? Why aren't the rappers named after his other movies, like Call Girl, Something Extraordinary, and, who's gonna draw the shortest straw and be called Sexual Predator? And hey, he directed the first witchcraft movie, and the sorta Jason movie, Bloody Murder 2. Hell, even his movies that don't sound interesting at first end up sounding interesting. The Minister's Wife, I'm not watching this lame preacher's wife knockoff. Wait, a clergyman's wife has a dangerous affair with an ice cream truck driver? Well, now I'm curious. But never mind that, now on with the further adventures of the Leprechaun.
Death to he who sets a leprechaun free. Steal his gold. It will corrupt your soul, you see.
This is the 5th entry in the series. Believe me, I know. But what I still don't know is if it's a different Leprechaun in each film, because he's alive at the beginning of this one. Not that it matters. From here on out, it's all just a prequel to the space one anyway. And they may be stretching to find trivia with this one. It's the 5th entry in the series, although the number 5 doesn't appear anywhere in the title or credits. Oh yeah? Well, we're IMDb. We'll put a 5 in the title if we want to. Now to repeat what else I just read, it's the one released the closest to St. Patrick's Day, and the last one to be released by Trimark. Remember that on your next bar trivia night. And that it took 4 people to say, let's put him in the Hood. This is gonna have excellent story and character. Look, that hairstyle and those shoes just automatically comes with funky blaxploitation beats. The hell was the Leprechaun doing before he turned into a statue? Drinking Colt 54 and eating a big kahuna burger? Just how did he turn himself into a little scene showbiz pizza animatronic? If one of them is gonna die, I'm guessing it's gonna be Slug and not Mac Daddy, since he's the famous one. And I'm not surprised he died with his own hair pick. In case you didn't know, this is the blaxploitation Leprechaun movie.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty! Free at last!
I'm not entirely sure this movie will be subtle. Do they all have magic powers in this? Mac Daddy pulls a bat right from his afro, the same way I pull endless VHS tapes out of my jacket. Just saying, this never happened in Blind Rage. But anyway, after he steams Leprechaun in the face, which puts the medallion back on him and turns him to stone, Mac Daddy can go off with his magic flute. Such a Darby O'Gill knockoff. Now that we're in the present, 2000, we can meet our heroes, who are so bad they can't even play at a wedding. Instead, they play for the caterers after the wedding is over. Because they keep setting shit on fire. I'm assuming they didn't win their audition. This is gonna ruin their whole day.
Shit, I almost get my ass blown to bits by a virgin.
Shut up, fool.
I'd give all of my gold to hear Jennifer Aniston and Francis speak this dialogue. You can keep your Goodfellas. I've got the one shot of them walking from one end of the alley to the next. They're running so slow on funds, they have to forge Jimi Hendrix's name on a guitar to sell it.
Boy, where you get this guitar?
It was my Uncle Junior's.
Uncle Junior owned Frankie Valli memorabilia, everyone knows that. The pawn shop owner oozes in disappointment in our heroes.
Boy, you ain't no gangster. And Postmaster P.
How could you? You used to be the executive head of the Postal Service. Now look at you. As for you, Butch.
And Butch. Boy, you need to get yourself some pussy.
Guess we could get you a hooker if we sell some shit elsewhere.
I look stupid. Everybody knows Jimmy died in 1970. You try bullshit. Chow.
Also get Chow here some pussy. Luckily for them, former pimp turned millionaire musician Mac Daddy is right there so he can help them out. I guess that magic flute can make it look like they're all standing there at the same time and totally not shot separately. They can come together when they give him their demo.
It's not much, but it's not the worst.
Way to quote a majority of the movie's reviews in the movie. Mac Daddy doesn't like their wholesome rap. He wants them to rap more about slapping bitches. They can compromise and slap them with the hand of Christ. I think Ice-T may be too good for this movie.
I hope you had sex last night, because I'm going to come over there and cut off your dick. Then I'm going to feed it to my pit. Then I'm going to burn the shit.
Damn, he really put French baby rapper Jordy in his place. The deal goes sour, though, when he kicks them out so they can pose in the alley and show off their workout progress in peace. However, they come up with a plan to steal his medallion while coming up with some new rhymes.
Kind of like Robin Hood. Instead, we're going to be robbing in the hood.
We have no time for your Rat Pack references, Butch. When they do meet up for the heist, I guess they didn't want to do the same long walking shot from earlier.
The fuck is that?
It's Post, man.
Post? So what's the deal?
Either that or Postmaster P has teleportation powers to get you your mail sooner. They are stealing everything from Mac Daddy, his autographed Mr. T jewelry, his collection of Little Rita albums, the medallion from Leprechaun in the Hood, and then they can shoot him so they can win the big prize from surviving the game. However, they are no match for the Leprechaun.
Unhand me gold, you thieving hoods. You got more loot than Tiger Woods.
Excellent, now they can steal his lyrics. The Leprechaun isn't dead and neither is Ice-T. He's too good to kill off this early, and he's got to prepare for an epic shootout.
Shit is real. Come now!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go take a shit. And when we come back, he'll refuse to tip the Leprechaun for handing him a washcloth.
A legend from the past has finally awakened. Leprechaun, back to the hood.
We're not returning to the movie yet, we're just hanging out with the actors between takes.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed.
This whole movie was made around that scene and that line, wasn't it? Now back to the story. He's gonna remove his fingers till he gets that medallion back. But the other guy isn't as famous, so again, he has to die. I wish we were back in space. Our heroes are more successful at pawning this stuff off, but made a huge mistake in saying the gold belongs to Janis Joplin. He's gonna keep the flute, though. What, do they want to bang him now? He's now MC Postmaster Petty, as they go to rub their money in Chow's face, but mostly watch as Chow makes an ass of himself.
Chow know many dances. Chow do the funky peasant. Chow get down hard with his bad self.
I'm surprised A Christmas Story 2 didn't end like this. For the love of God, make it stop.
Chow have the music in me.
Not with them all banging, I don't want to see that. Good, show a shot of the leprechaun with some hose for no reason. Then move on with the story. Hey, he gets his medallion back. See, when it's about nice rap, everything works out fine as it goes along. As in, get your ass out there and work the streets, but you can wear proper office attire. If I got this right, this is the pawn shop owner's ex-lover who magically shows back up because she's the leprechaun, obviously. I suppose that's less awkward than him watching the neighbors all dancing together in a pile just to tell him he's not invited. This party is lame, bring in the fun!
Whoa! What's up, little bitches?
Someone is definitely gonna get chucked off a roof. Or they're gonna jump themselves. They were gonna get dangled off of there anyway. And again, everyone still has powers, hence how they land safely and cushiony in the dumpster. But this is still a music movie though, and they have an audition, but need a place to crash. Take us to the nearest sitcom joke.
You know I like to get my groove on. I love me some company.
Ooh, they're staying with Metalhead from Leprechaun in Space. It's a crossover. In what feels like the writers saying, we need to add another death to the script because not enough people are dying, Chow dies from the Leprechaun, lightly massaging his neck to death. Every scene in this feels like a deleted scene.
The head was raped and led you. Turn that shit off!
Oh shit, we woke up Paul Mooney. Let's take our chances with the Leprechaun. Wait, if I blow on this flute, it'll summon the next musical sequence.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
I haven't been this inspired by a song since the nerds got me to vote no on 15. And now another scene that could have been spliced anywhere. The Leprechaun is looking at body parts in water jugs. That's it. Let's go to the important scene where it's about time the Leprechaun got so laid. No need to watch the porn parody now. Unfortunately, it's another scene where he just touches someone's neck to death. Did they spend all of their budget on iced tea? Considering how much the Leprechaun's golden items get stolen all throughout this series, maybe he should put an alarm or some kind of tracking device on them. Though I enjoy how they're gonna protect themselves by going all Home Alone and Last House on the Left in this place, but with extra taunts.
Yo, shorty! You ain't even as big as my dick!
Pranked! Look, the more important the character is in the movie, the bigger the effect. So we gotta hold on to this for a really long time. With the Leprechaun gone, I sure hope the rest of the movie is spiritual Medea-like shenanigans.
Hey man, I gotta go home and see my grandma, man. Make sure she's alright.
Wait, what? Please tell me Medea is in this.
Boy, where you been? I needed somebody to massage my bunions.
I'll take it! A blind Medea who wants her grandkids to massage her ass? Sold! They finally realize their flute is magical. Maybe it can even help with their music careers or their movie careers. Postmaster P was in something called I'm Through with White Girls. Calm yourselves, ladies. I am off limits. Go stand in Dr. T's line. He seems willing. Or Butch was in another funny title like He Say, She Say, But What Does God Say? Are religious titles starting to sound a little like spaghetti western titles? Some of these side characters are getting even better as the movie goes along.
The Lord, I say, is good.
Never mind what the Reverend's name is, the actor's name is cool enough. Ivory Ocean. I would have voted for him as mayor in The Mask. He hires them at the last minute for a show to do with their church. I don't know why this movie stopped being a Leprechaun movie and started being a break-in movie, but I'm not gonna complain. Though the audience doesn't seem too interested.
His mama's name was Mary Jo.
I'm not sure they got the church choir power to make someone walk or get them off of drugs like in a Medea movie. Jesus ain't worth this, so they just get up and leave until he decides to seduce them into coming back. I'm not entirely sure literal brainwashing is the way. Now I'm certain they're cult leaders. Although causing someone to walk may be more realistic than what happens next.
Yo, that's coolio.
He's gonna give them the gift of song, isn't he?
Jesus loves me, this I know. His disciples was some bad mofo.
Yes, Jesus was a bad mofo. DJ Jazzy John 316. Oh, I'm guessing he just happened to be near the set that day. Bye, Coolio! I wasn't expecting this to turn into a religious movie. Did I accidentally flip over to the other film? It's when Mac Daddy shows up that I notice a simple bit of casting could have turned this into a Fat Boys movie. Finally, the sequel to The Disorderlies we deserved, with some extra Three Stooges humor.
Right. Right.
Right.
They even do the sitcom-y talking shit about someone, but oh no, he's right behind me, isn't he? Who is he gonna touch to death now? Well, okay, some extra money went into that one. I think this may be the most slapsticky Leprechaun movie I've seen so far. They are this close to just screaming out, ghosts! But when they trick the Leprechaun into barging into the room and then trapping him in a safe, I admire their restraint at not using cartoon sound effects. How is he gonna get out of this one?
From the depths of the netherworld, I summon you, me zombie fly girls.
This is gonna get stupid, isn't it? Guess we'll know after another musical interlude.
Chillin', thrillin', pumped up stereo. Boom, go the door, fucked up scenario.
You know what this movie needs? Steven Seagal. Oh, and here's the zombie fly girl you ordered. We had to come through on that to get back at the suspiciously horny Reverend.
But my specialty is the gift of tongues.
Well, I guess I'll still do her. In obvious Leprechaun lore, looking into the eyes of the possessed fly girl means the Leprechaun is suddenly out of the safe and kills the man. I mean, clearly. That's way easier than just making a pot of gold appear in Jack Clumpus's stomach like the last time he was stuck in a safe. Meanwhile, their act is so good, they're going to attract the best in the business.
Barry Grady, Vice President of A&R for Dope Discs Productions.
Excuse me, we asked for iced tea, not for someone who drinks iced tea. But he paid for his zombie fly girls, and damn it, he's gonna use them. Until he has to show up and do things himself, like nearly possessing Stray Bullet into shooting Butch. They gave him the flute anyway, because they don't have the heart to tell Butch he's the expendable one in the group. As for Stray Bullet, no, anyone but him! They had to cut to black. We ain't paying for two bloody holes in this, and when we come back, the shit I'm on will finally kick in!
And now it's time for Lloyd's Out of Context 911 Lone Star Clip of the Week.
Is that? That's St. Luke's behind you. Daddy's here. You're gonna meet Daddy.
I made it home in one piece, just like I promised.
Welcome home, I guess.
Now that we're back, I guess he's a pimp now who recruits other girls from the streets.
She's the bomb.
Wow, I was right. It does get stupid. Wait, I'm sensing a step up in the movie. Leprechaun versus Medea? I never knew I needed this until now. In true Tyler Perry fashion, I hope the next 20 minutes is just them improvising with zero respect for editing. Or it'll just get random. Oh, that's the dumbest dream I've ever had. Brace yourselves because it's Inception now. You know, I hate to say it, but these Leprechaun movies are getting a little repetitive. Okay, fine. That's pretty funny. The movie has a way of getting way too stupid and then finding the right kind of stupid. Wait till you see their plan to defeat the Leprechaun.
So what's your plan?
This.
Why?
Were you expecting another plan? No, it's okay. The joint has 4-leaf clovers in it, which will defeat him. Alright, I can go along with this. Which means it's gonna go back to the bad kind of stupid, isn't it?
Let's do this.
Excellent, it's the Disorderlies again. As they free the zombie fly girls with their magic weed and are able to infiltrate the leprechaun's lair of hoes by dressing like hookers. These movies are great at giving you sentences never before said. Getting the flute back from the leprechaun was easy enough, but oh right, Ice-T is still in this, and... It's finally time to tell Butch he was the expendable one. His biggest power isn't pulling a bat out of his afro, it's how in the hell did he know where to find them? I love that he wants the two of them to work together, despite just a second ago he killed his friend. Hard pass! He's not gonna be in Back to the Hood, is he? Only one thing can defeat him now, appropriating his Irish rapping capabilities.
If this is to be post-last stand, you'll have to take this flute from me cold dead hand.
There are no winners in this rap battle. Oh, thank God. But while we can show his chest exploding, the medallion falling back onto the leprechaun, could this be left to the imagination? We do have some soundtracks to sell first.
The king of the world, yeah, that's me. I'm finally the man that I've been striving to be.
This movie would be way better if it had a country soundtrack. And if the twist at the end is that Postmaster P was Morpheus in the Matrix this whole time. I guess the medallion missed because the leprechaun is still alive at the end. Not that it would matter, he'd be alive at the beginning of the next one anyway. But there is no excuse for this.
I come from the land of the Irish Spring. Dublin's the place where I learned my thing.
No! Good lord, I will stick with William Shatner rapping about Julius Caesar at the end of Free Enterprise, thank you very much.
I'm a wee green guy who's new to town. Show me what you do when you get down.
I am not high enough for this, and I just ate a pound of heroin. Good God, and... Okay, great, thanks. You know what? No, I'm not gonna stay through the credits. Well, like all of these movies, it has stupid that's kinda funny, and stupid that's just stupid. Which you should be used to by now, especially with one called Leprechaun in the Hood. Some of the physical comedy is good, but the best part is that 5 movies in, Warwick Davis is clearly still having a blast. And for that matter, so is Ice-T, who is not at all sleepwalking through this, and is still bringing his A-game even in this direct-to-video feature. Davis was even nominated at the Video Business Video Premiere Awards. That seems like an awards show designed to honor a Leprechaun movie. Like all of these DTV Leprechaun movies, I'm sure it did fine, because the next one isn't just a sequel, but specifically a sequel to this one, as it's called Leprechaun Back to the Hood, released 3 years later in 2003. Yes, it took them 3 years to say, what if he went back to the hood? That's okay, it'll take me 1 year to review it. See you next St. Patrick's Day for that one!
Go on, hip and hop your black ass home.